Hello, and welcome to Think Around Space, the podcast where we explore the fascinating mysteries that surround us every day. I'm your host, and today I want to share something that's been keeping me up at night lately, literally. You know those moments when you're lying in bed, the house is completely silent, and yet you hear something, a faint, persistent humming that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once? If you've ever experienced this, you're not alone. And if you haven't, well, you're about to enter one of the most perplexing acoustic mysteries of our time. Today, we're diving deep into the hum phenomenon, a mysterious low-frequency sound that only some people can hear, yet has been reported across the globe for decades. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's explore this sonic puzzle together. So, what exactly is this mysterious phenomenon we're calling the hum? Well, imagine a low-frequency humming sound, similar to a distant diesel engine idling just outside your window. It's persistent, it's annoying, and for those who can hear it, it's absolutely real. The hum typically operates in the frequency range of 30 to 80 Hertz, right at the bottom of human hearing capacity. What's particularly fascinating is that it's almost always heard indoors, and it becomes most noticeable during those quiet nighttime hours when the rest of the world has gone to sleep. During the day, with all the ambient noise of traffic, people, and general life, the hum seems to fade into the background or disappear entirely. But when night falls and the world grows quiet, there it is again, that maddening, persistent drone that seems to have no source. What makes the hum so intriguing is its global nature. This isn't just one person's weird auditory experience. It's a worldwide phenomenon that has been documented across multiple continents. From the United States to England, from Australia to New Zealand, people have been reporting this mysterious sound for decades. And yet, despite numerous investigations, we still don't have a definitive explanation for what causes it. Is it industrial, natural, psychological, or something else entirely? That's what we're here to explore. Let's take a world tour of some of the most famous cases of the hum. Our journey begins in Bristol, England, where the phenomenon first gained widespread attention back in the 1960s. Local residents started complaining about a persistent humming noise that was driving them to distraction. The Bristol hum, as it came to be known, was one of the first cases to receive serious scientific investigation, though researchers at the time couldn't pinpoint its source. Fast forward to the 1990s, and we find ourselves in Taos, New Mexico, where residents began reporting a similar mysterious drone. The Taos hum became one of the most studied cases, with researchers from Los Alamos National Laboratory and other institutions conducting extensive investigations. They interviewed hearers, performed acoustic measurements, and explored numerous potential sources. Yet the mystery remained unsolved. Crossing the border into Canada, we encounter the Windsor hum, which emerged in the early 2010s in Windsor, Ontario. This case was particularly interesting because researchers actually managed to detect a low-frequency sound that matched what residents were describing. The investigation pointed toward industrial activity on Zug Island in the Detroit River as a likely source, though the exact mechanisms remain debated. Further south, in Kokomo, Indiana, residents experienced their own version of the hum starting in 1999. What made the Kokomo case unique was its potential connection to two local industrial facilities, though subsequent studies couldn't definitively establish the link. These are just a few examples. Similar reports have emerged in places like Largs, Scotland, Wellington, New Zealand, and various locations across Australia and Europe, each with their own local characteristics and investigative challenges. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Why can only some people hear the hum? research consistently shows that in affected areas, only about 2 to 10% of the population can perceive this mysterious sound. That's right, the vast majority of people hear absolutely nothing, even when standing right next to someone who is clearly being driven to distraction by the noise. The demographic patterns are equally fascinating. Hearers tend to be predominantly middle-aged and older adults, with some studies suggesting a higher prevalence among women than men, though the gender differences aren't consistent across all locations. So, what might explain this selective hearing? Scientists have proposed several theories. Some suggest it could be related to differences in auditory sensitivity. Perhaps some people simply have more sensitive hearing in the low frequency range. Others point to physiological factors, such as the structure of the inner ear or individual variations in how the brain processes sound. There's also the possibility that certain medications or medical conditions might make some people more susceptible to hearing the hum. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure, the experience can be incredibly isolating. Imagine trying to explain to your friends and family that there's a constant noise in your house that's making it impossible to sleep, only to have them look at you like you're imagining things. The frustration and self-doubt that many hearers experience is a real and significant aspect of this phenomenon. Over the decades, scientists have conducted numerous investigations to try to capture and analyze the hum. These acoustic measurement attempts have yielded fascinatingly mixed results. In some locations, researchers have successfully detected low-frequency sounds that match what hearers describe. For instance, in Windsor, Ontario, sensitive equipment picked up a persistent 35 Hertz tone that correlated with residents' reports. However, in other locations, perhaps most famously in Taos, New Mexico, extensive acoustic surveys found nothing out of the ordinary. This discrepancy has led to one of the central debates in hum research. Is this an objective physical phenomenon that exists in the environment, or is it a subjective experience that originates within the hearers themselves? One of the major challenges in investigating the hum is the very nature of low-frequency sound. Sounds below the typical threshold of human hearing, what we call infrasound, can be incredibly difficult to detect and measure with standard equipment. Plus, these low frequencies can travel for miles and penetrate buildings easily, making it hard to trace them back to their source. The World Health Organization has actually recognized the hum as a potential environmental health concern, not because they've solved the mystery, but because of the very real health effects reported by those who experience it. Some researchers have also explored the role of infrasound in the phenomenon. Sounds so low that we can't consciously hear them, but that might still affect our bodies and brains in subtle ways. So, what are the leading theories about what causes the hum? Let's start with the most obvious suspects: industrial sources. Many investigations have focused on factories, power plants, gas pipelines, and other industrial equipment as potential culprits. After all, these facilities often produce low-frequency noise as part of their normal operations. In some cases, like Windsor, Ontario, there seems to be a strong correlation between industrial activity and the hum. But in other locations, no clear industrial source has been identified. Another popular theory points to electrical infrastructure and electromagnetic fields. High-voltage power lines, transformers, and other electrical equipment can produce low-frequency emissions, and some researchers have suggested that certain people might be particularly sensitive to these effects. There's also the intriguing possibility that military communication systems, particularly those using extremely low frequencies for submarine communication, could be responsible.
These systems can generate powerful low-frequency signals that travel around the globe. On the natural side, scientists have proposed several environmental explanations. Ocean waves interacting with the seafloor can produce what's called microseismic activity, essentially the Earth itself humming. Atmospheric phenomena, wind patterns, and even seismic activity have all been suggested as potential sources. Some researchers have even explored whether the hum might be connected to the mysterious sounds that some animals can perceive, but humans typically cannot.
Then there are the internal explanations, theories that suggest the hum originates within our bodies rather than outside them. One fascinating possibility is spontaneous otoacoustic emissions, essentially sounds produced by our own ears. Our inner ears are incredibly sensitive organs, and sometimes they can generate their own sounds that we then perceive as coming from outside. This is related to tinnitus, which most people associate with ringing in the ears, but tinnitus can manifest as humming or buzzing as well. The specific frequency range of the hum might make it a particular subtype of tinnitus that only affects certain people.
Finally, we have to consider psychological factors. Could anxiety about environmental noise, or what scientists call the nocebo effect, essentially the opposite of the placebo effect, play a role? If you're told there's a mysterious sound in your area, are you more likely to hear it? Some researchers think this might be part of the story, though most agree it doesn't explain all cases. The truth is, we're likely looking at a phenomenon with multiple causes. What causes the hum in Bristol might be completely different from what causes it in Taos or Windsor. For those who live with the hum, the experience can be genuinely debilitating. I've read numerous testimonials from long-term hearers, and their stories are heartbreaking. One woman described how she hadn't had a full night's sleep in years because the humming was loudest in her bedroom at night. Another man talked about how the constant noise made it impossible to concentrate at work, eventually forcing him to take early retirement. The health effects go far beyond simple annoyance. Sleep disturbances are almost universal among hearers, and this chronic sleep deprivation can lead to a cascade of other health problems: headaches, high blood pressure, depression, and anxiety. The psychological toll is equally significant. Many hearers describe feeling isolated and misunderstood, especially when their friends, family, and even doctors dismiss their experiences. Some have spent thousands of dollars on soundproofing their homes, only to find that the hum penetrates anyway. Others have been forced to move away from their homes and communities in search of relief. Yet there are also stories of resilience and community. In some areas, hearers have formed support groups, sharing coping strategies, and simply validating each other's experiences. Some find relief through white noise machines, special earplugs, or meditation techniques. Others have learned to live with the hum, though most would tell you they'd rather not have to. As we wrap up our exploration of the hum phenomenon, what can we conclude? Well, first and foremost, this is an incredibly complex mystery that defies simple explanations. The evidence suggests that multiple causes likely exist for different locations and different people. In some places, the hum might be an objective physical phenomenon with measurable industrial or natural sources. In others, it might be more of a subjective experience related to individual physiology or psychology. And in many cases, it's probably a combination of both. A real environmental sound that only certain people can perceive due to their unique physiological makeup. What's clear is that the hum deserves continued scientific investigation. This isn't just a quirky curiosity, It's a real phenomenon that affects real people's lives in significant ways. The more we learn about the hum, the more we understand about human perception, environmental acoustics, and the complex relationship between sound and health. And I think there's a broader lesson here too. The hum reminds us that there are still mysteries in our world, things we don't fully understand despite all our scientific knowledge. It encourages us to be mindful of the unexplained phenomena in our environment and to approach them with curiosity rather than dismissal.
So the next time you're lying in bed at night and the house is quiet, take a moment to really listen. Is there something there that you've never noticed before? And more importantly, what other mysteries might be surrounding us every day, just waiting for someone to pay attention? Thanks for joining me on Think Around Space today. I'm curious, have any of you experienced the hum or similar mysterious sounds? I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep listening, keep questioning, and keep exploring the fascinating world around us.